Amsterdam, the precious city that the Lord called beautiful and full of splendor, fountain of living waters, carrier of the good news, well of reformation and generosity to the nations of the world. He crowned her with glory and riches. She shines with art and creativity. Her heart is the one of a conqueror, and her sons an army of mighty worshippers and warriors. But the devil saw the outstanding beauty and desired it, and darkness covered her. Corruption, harlotry, death, and witchcraft. And the masters of darkness took over her to establish in her the designs of hell.
Amsterdam has been known up to this day as one of the capitals of prostitution and drug, and also by its gay society. Walking the streets of the city makes one feel that we are in many areas in Sodom and Gomorrah. For decades, pastors and intercessors have prayed over and over, knowing how much its inhabitants have offended God.
Nevertheless, something deeper needed to be done to crown the efforts of these restless intercessors that have paid an amazing price doing prayer walks and meetings, calling God to change this place.
In the beginning of 2007, I started to feel the urge to do a major battle in the city of Amsterdam, to bring in warriors from different parts of the world to try to attack the powers and the principalities that were ruling over the city. For this, we gathered the main warriors and spiritual researchers in the Netherlands to try to get the most powerful and accurate spiritual map of the city.
The combat was mainly against the Queen of Heaven. She had a clear control over the city as a great harlot, feeding through the powers of prostitution, drugs, and sexual perversion. The masculine force behind her was Mercury, and her main helper, Leviathan. These three principalities control the air, the water, and the land over the city. Amsterdam, being built under sea level, has a major influence of Abaddon, which is in the bottom of the sea. This is a place of destruction that also affected Sodom and Gomorrah. These cities were also under sea level, and the same pattern is found in New Orleans, another city built under sea level, destroyed by its sexual perversion.
In order to understand how powers and principalities rules and bind a city, it is important to understand the principles of spiritual mapping. What is this? This is to lay out a map in order to discover where are the places and what are the power points in which the devil has the columns by which he's going to control the city. So these points of power in a map are going to form different geometrical figures that we're going to call ley lines. A ley line is a highway of power that connects one point to another. It is also very important how the city was founded, what are the covenants that were made in that city. And all of this, when we put it together with what we receive in the spirit realm, and we go prophetically and ask the Lord to show us how the city looks in the invisible realm, Then we put both together and we come up with the perfect way the devil is binding and controlling a city. This way we can create a strategy to break it and bring liberty to the place.
As a strategy the Lord gave us was to fight with prophetic art. Every warrior asked the Holy Spirit for a prophetic declaration that they could draw in the form of children's art. What an irony! God was going to use innocent, unsophisticated art to come against the powers that control a city of great art devoted to the devil. The Lord also showed us a huge spider web over the city. Being the Queen of Heaven, the spider who controlled it. This web was made by the many canals in Amsterdam. It is also here where every year the gay parade takes place, feeding the powers of the great harlot. We also saw in the spirit realm a huge hole that led to millions of prisons underground, beneath the dam square, where the lost souls were held captive and chained to horrendous sin lives.